Cable charging. Connected. Right. La-da-doo, la-da-dee, la-da-dum. Okay, so just, this is the pics of the live stream. I start the live streams before I'm actually ready to start doing the live streams, just so it gives a chance for everyone to jump on. So yeah, basically I know it's a bit annoying if you're rewatching it a bit later, but sorry. It just means that blame YouTube for this, because unfortunately they made it a lot harder to do live streams, basically, than they used to. It used to be dead easy. You could do it through the YouTube app. You could schedule it, but now they've made it a lot more difficult unless you're a big YouTuber. In fact, even the big YouTubers now tend to not stream on this as much. So yeah, a bit of unfortunate foresighting. And I just realise I've got the camera switched. Okay. So what I'm going to do this time, I'm going to actually go and grab a chair so I can sit down. Yes, hallelujah, this time I shall have a chair. So I won't be fumbling about as much. At least hopefully not. And we should all hopefully be nice and set up. I'm hoping anyway. But feel free to, as ever, feel free to ask whatever the hell you like. This box seems to be falling apart. Right. There we go. No farting about with tripods and that this time. Just prop that up and yeah, so hopefully this should be showing up. And it is. Good. Happy days. So yeah, I don't know, the only reason I'm really, to be honest, the only reason I'm actually doing a live stream today, hold on, just grab that. The only reason I'm doing a live stream today is just because I've been wrapping my brains on trying to, we just lost that one person who was watching, but I've been wrapping my brains on trying to think of some content to actually do for this channel, so yeah, that's basically the reason why I'm doing a live stream. And might be on for half an hour, maybe on for an hour, perhaps less, who knows. Well, I'll just go for as long as I feel it needs to be, essentially. So yeah, but we got the official news, obviously, the last couple of days that, hey, guess what? I was right. Season 14 is getting a reissue or more stock or whatever you want to call it. So yeah, people who couldn't wait fucking 5 minutes for their Season 14 and paid eBay prices, well, you've only got yourselves to blame. I mean, it may sound harsh, but you've only got yourselves to blame, since you literally could not wait 5 fucking minutes, because that got released in, when did it get released? Was it May? Or April? I've got a feeling it was early May it was released. I can't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, basically it's going to get a reissue or re-release, or more. Their stock is going to come out soon. We don't know when exactly it's going to come out, but essentially for those who obviously either got their pre-orders cancelled or was flat out missed out on the Season 14 Blu-ray box set, hey, you'll be able to get it now. So yay for that, you'll be able to get that and have it switch. Season 14 is a really good box set. It doesn't have as many new special features as some of the previous box sets. However, the new ones it does have are really good. The highlight is the Elizabeth Sling tributes that obviously a load of people have talked about, and there's been clips and that uploaded of it. So that is definitely the highlight of that box set, at least in my opinion. But yeah, and the behind the sofa segments were actually considerably better on season 14. Something I didn't actually mention is that, or did I? I can't remember. Is that obviously the segments that have Series 12 staff and stuff like that who currently work on Doctor Who or have in the during the new series, they're not on this, which is great because they literally offer nothing new to the conversation. It's much more interesting having people who, were working on Doctor Who at the time or during the classic series comment on things who either A, worked on the story, or B, have never seen the story. It's much more interesting hearing those conversations than it is the others, so at least in my opinion. So they didn't bother doing that this time. Obviously, season 14 does look like it's probably gonna be the last box set to be released this year. I can't really see them doing another one this year. Because, we had season 26 at the start of the year, because that was obviously delayed from last year, and we've had season 14 now, and obviously due to current situation, we're not likely to be getting another. But we are getting Power of the Daleks Special Edition, and we are getting, obviously, a few from the Deep animation as well. So we do have some new stuff coming, which is good. And obviously we still have Big Finish. And I know loads of people are looking forward to the, what's it called? The Time Lord Victorious 8th Doctor Big Finish that's being announced. So I'll be honest, I'm more looking forward to another Big Finish story or line of stories that I have pre-ordered, and I can't remember the name of it, so I'm just looking it up. Yeah, which is the Out of Time, which is supposed to be 3 big finishes, but the first one obviously has the 10th Doctor and the 4th Doctor. So obviously, and which is the first time we're going to have David Tennant and Tom Baker. Actually, no, it's not the first time we've had Tom Baker and David Tennant in a big finish together. That's a lie. Though it's the first time they're going to be directly interacting with each other. And I'm since it's coming out in August, I'm presuming that more than likely this is being recorded during lockdown, and more than likely, David Tennant and Tom Baker would most likely have been on a Zoom call together, so they're probably, of actually being able to talk to each other that way, which is good, because otherwise they probably wouldn't actually technically be meeting. So yeah, but that to be honest, I'm looking forward to that way more than the Time Lord Victorious stuff, which I really could not care less about, really. Will I pick it up? Maybe, I don't know. I'm still kind of on the fence about that. But the Out of Time, I actually pre-ordered all 3. I was only going to get the first one, but I don't know what the other 2 are. None of us currently do. But it might be that they may be pairing different Doctors together. I don't know what they're doing with the other 2, but if you pre-ordered them as a bundle, then you got a few quid off. I think it was like 4 or 5 quid off. So I pre-ordered it on CD, which I think was like 27, maybe £28. And the good thing about Big Finish is that if you pre-order you get free delivery, which is great, because Big Finish, you have to pay for delivery, and the delivery goes up on how many items you get. I think the maximum the delivery cost can be is £5. So if you're buying a massive bucket load, then it doesn't really matter after that. But all pre-orders, you know, are free delivery, which is nice, which is why I decided to just go ahead and just went, I'll just pre-order all 3 of them. So, yay, happy days on that. And obviously next month, not next month, or is it next month? Yeah, the B&M sets are supposed to be delayed slightly, according to Aldoar. They may come out later next month in July, which is a lot closer to actually their regular release date in August. And again, these will probably be, you know, the only stuff that we'll probably get this year, I'm imagining. Again, maybe we might get surprised, but I don't know. There's something actually I'm wondering about, is there's 2 things, is that, one, has this line been cut down slightly from what it was originally planned? Because this time we're only getting 2 Dalek sets, as opposed to 3 last year. And we're only getting 1 TARDIS set, as opposed to 2. Well, technically 3 last year, but and I've had a 3rd Doctor TARDIS this year. But yeah, we're only getting 2 in a wave, we'll call it. Now, is this, you know, due to lockdown and they've had to cut down the wave a bit? Or is this due to the cost of the wave? Because, you know, this will be a more expensive Wave 4 character, because we've got 2 Romanas, a Sarah Jane, a Mikey X, and a Benton head sculpt. So 5 new head sculpts. Well, actually, we've got the Yaz and Ryan, but they were already planned for releases. So you could, it's either 5 or 7 new head sculpts, depending on how you look at it. Because that Yaz and Ryan weren't initially planned for a B&M release. So you can look at it in 2 minds. So it's either 5 new head sculpts or 7, depending on how you look at it. But obviously Dalek X, twin Dalek X, you know, 2 Daleks rather than just 1. Because Dalek figures, if you don't know, cost more money to make than regular figures. They do just cost more. And the main reason is that there's more bits to them. So that's just why they cost more money. And thank you, Reece, for trying to call me during this live stream. But yeah, they just cost more bits. And since there's more bits, they cost more, which is why I'm wondering what the price is going to be on these new sets. Now, the 3 packs, they're probably just going to be £20 the same. TARDIS set, £20 again. The Dalek sets, that's always kind of up in the air. Hopefully it'll be £20, though, you know, there might be 25. Who knows? I'm hoping they skate £20, because £20, that's a really good deal. 25, that is pushing it a bit. That is pushing it. And a lot of people say, oh, well, they're budget sets. They're budget sets. The thing is, though, we're getting to the point now where can you still call the B&M sets budget sets? Can you actually still call them budget sets? Because when they first came out in 2014, when they first started coming out, they were only $12.99. $12.99 for 3 figures, that is a budget set. Whereas now, they're £20 each. And you might be thinking, well, that's still cheaper than for Bin Planet's exclusives. Yes, for Bin Planet, but not Toys R Us. For example, would you call the Dr. Dalek sets at Toys R Us, would you call them budget sets? Would you call the figure, you know, any of the figures released at Toys R Us budget releases? Because they were never referred to as that. And this is, you know, kind of where we've moved off to, because obviously Toys R Us is no longer a thing in the UK, it no longer exists. So character have actually, you know, which is, I think, the point on where character fully committed to the B&M sets. It seems like. Because before it was just like they'd re-release a few figures, but then, you know, if there was any majorly new stuff, then that would go to Toys R Us or even their own website. Whereas now they just seem fully committed to B&M because that's what sells. Because although B&M, they are exclusive to B&M, they're not, they're not retail figures. However, there is an advantage for going to B&M over, say, for Bin Planet, or even Toys R Us, for a matter of fact. The reason is that, have you seen how many bloody B&M stores are out in the UK now? I know if you live in London, there's no B&Ms, there's no Poundlands, there's no cheap shops there, at least in central London. But basically everywhere else in the UK, there are B&Ms galore. I mean, there is at least 12 B&Ms I can think of just off the top of my head that are local to me, or semi-local, basically within, a 10-15 minute drive or something like that. There is a lot of B&Ms around. So, since there's a lot of them, there's more chance for people to see them, because although they know that their main, goal is collectors, to adult collectors who are going to be buying these, they still want to get other people, hooked on. So someone who's walking through the toy aisle who might be getting into can see them and go, oh, look, there's Doctor Who stuff in B&M, because, again, there's just more B&M stores out there. So that's why people are going to look at them and just go, yeah, which is probably one of the reasons why they're more successful, and probably the reason why they can charge a lower price. If you sell in higher volume, you can put the price down a bit. But for Bin Planet, there's less of them, and less people even know about the store's existence, at least back then. They sell less of them, since they're smaller stores, smaller chain. They have to put the price up. But B&M, they know they're going to sell more of them, they can put the price down. And since B&M are known for budget stuff anyway, for being generally a budget, cheaper store than, most retail stores, then there you go. But is it at the point now where you can start calling them budget sets? I don't know. Because the problem is, character at this point cannot afford to do another quality control drop. Okay? Because this has happened too many times for character options where their quality controls just hit the floor. It happened first. Really, I think the quality control started to drop. I would say 2011 is where it really, kind of hit the floor with the Series 6 figures. And then, obviously, we had the 3 3/4 inch, which I think was the worst decision character ever made in its Doctor Who figure line. I think that was the worst decision that they ever made, because they put, obviously, a lot of money and resources into those sculpts now, which are never going to be used again. They're never going to be seen again. So all those sculpts, all that money that they spent on that line, which, didn't last very long, was just completely wasted. That line lasted from, I think, 2013 till... 2015, 2016 times, somewhere along those lines. And that is just where it kind of died. And, and character made the mistake, and the thing is, character did make a few stupid mistakes again. For example, they did try to appeal to the young girls market with the Jodie Whittaker doll. You can call it a 10-inch action figure, but it is just a doll. And that did not sell well. And you can see that to the cows home, but that did not sell well. So basically, I think character, they, at least I now know for certain that it's the classic line that makes the money. It's the classic line that is being successful. It's the classic line that has kept them in business. Which is why, they always... Basically, they know now, if they release a TARDIS now, and if they release a Dalek set, pretty much, they will sell. They know they will sell. But, basically, and also if they release anything, 3rd, 4th, or even 10th Doctor related, more than likely that is going to sell. That is going to sell, no problem. So yeah, basically that's kind of their strategy. But you know, we don't know what they're going to do in the future, but they can't afford to slack down the quality control. They've either got to stay at where the level that they are or go up. For example, you know, next year we'll probably expect new head sculpts and that. Maybe not as many as this year, but the main core is the quality has got to be there. You know, the quality has got to be there. If the quality goes down, then we're just going to see a repeat of what happened last time. The only problem is that I don't think character's going to recover from it. Because, like it or not, people love to say, you know, adults shouldn't be buying these because kids won't get to have them. Kids these days, like young kids, most of them are probably not going to be interested in Doctor Who, to be honest. And if they are, you know, kids generally these days aren't really as into buying toys, or I say buying toys, you know, interested in toys in general. These days, they're more interested, you know, in their PlayStation or Xbox, you know, whatever you want, or even Switch. They're more interested in that than they are toys. And the reason is because toys, you know, at least action figures, they don't do anything to them. To them, they seem kind of boring in comparison. For example, I remember, I can't remember what show I was watching. It might be in The Apprentice, where, you know, kids expect toys these days to do more than just be a toy. They expect it to have features and do things and that, which, yeah, you can say what you like about that, whether you agree with that or disagree with that, but that is just a fact. So basically, they just focus on the adult market. And if you don't believe me, look at the packaging. They changed that packaging design, you know, because they went with the bright blue and yellow motif with the 13th Doctor doll and initial 13th Doctor figure and 13th Doctor Sonic, like they did with the 3 3/4 inch Wave 2 onwards of 3 3/4 inch figures to try and appeal to kids. But with the collector's line, they obviously know collectors do not like that. We like, although I'll be honest, even if I was a kid, I would not like bright yellow colours and stuff that don't look Doctor Who related at all. I would much prefer, you know, the more Doctor Who colours and Vortex. I mean, I do not like the current packaging they've got. And you may say, it's just because of the logo. No, it's not just because of the logo. It's the fact that it is fucking boring as hell. I mean, I'm just going to grab a Southern Nemesis set just because I've got one to hand, but if you take a look at this set and the packaging, the most part, it is just a navy blue colour with white text and a few lines going across. That is, and with a almost plain white background, it's got a couple of lines going down in the background. But yeah, this packaging design is, frankly, it's just boring. This is some of the most bland and boring packaging. I mean, yes, it is more collectors than the other packaging, but other than that, you know, not very interesting. It is very, very bland. Whereas on the previous packaging, you know, we had the cogs on the Capaldi era, but also the classic sort of diamond, and then we had the full diamond packaging before that. And the packaging, you know, always had a vortex or something to it, you know, that there was different colours and that. And nowadays, it's just this. It's just boring. And some people may argue, oh well, they can't afford to do fancy designs on it because it costs more to print or whatever. No, it fucking doesn't. No, it doesn't. It's one price to print it. Basically, there's a colour print, there's a price to print in colour, and there's a price to print in black and white. So once you have the design of the packaging, then that is good. Now, whether this is character or whether it is just the style guide that the BBC have done, I don't know. But this packaging is just, frankly, it is just a bore. It is just frankly boring. And I'm hoping if we ever do get if those movie Daleks, supposedly that Algarag loves to keep hinting at, ever do actually happen, they will most likely have to do new packaging. Because the reason is because they can't use this logo or the BBC logo with a movie Dalek if they, actually release official movie Daleks. And the reason for that, that means they can go off and do some other packaging. For example, the packaging, I love the most is the Product Enterprise packaging for any Product Enterprise stuff, because that artwork was great. Now, we did sort of get an homage to that in the 3 3/4 inch Dalek sets that were released at Toys R Us. I think they were back in like 2014. But there were 3 3/4 inch Dalek 2-packs, there was 3 of them. And it had a comic book style of artwork to them, and I really liked them. I thought that it was a lot nicer than the packaging that we were getting at the time. So, sort of like a return to that for me, that would be a lot better. And I think that would suit the style of the movie Daleks as well, especially, or even just having artwork from the poster or something along the lines of that. Also of note, speaking of the movie Daleks, I wasn't aware of this, but finally in the US this year, they are finally getting the 2 Dalek films on Blu-ray. They're getting a Blu-ray release with much, much nicer artwork. Actually, no, scratch that, with actual artwork. Because for some mental reason, when they did the digital restoration and that in 2013, and released, the 2 Dalek films on Blu-ray for the first time, which was great. For some reason, they decided to use the original movie posters as the artwork, which fine, I would have been fine with that. The only problem is, for some mental reason, they decided to tint them blue, so everything you saw was basically in just shades of blue. I haven't the foggiest why they decided to do that, and I can see why they did it blue, but just like, why tint that, lovely movie poster artwork in blue? If it was just the movie posters on there, it may be considered lazy, but at least, that is still nice artwork. But for some reason, they decided to fuck it up, which I don't know why. I'm hoping, maybe in 2023, for the 60th anniversary of Doctor Who, they do another restoration of them or re-release them again with a new scan, a 4K scan. I don't know whether the scan that they did in 2013 was a 2K scan or a 4K scan. If it was a 4K scan, then it's going to be, from the same print, from the same scan as the previous one. Well, if not, they might do a new scan, but it would be nice to get a true 4K and even HDR version of those films. Because they look great now, but think we know the Dalek films for being having multicolored Daleks in, and they are very, particularly the first film is very vibrant, and I think the first film, since a lot of it is set at night, in the dark, I think that would really benefit from an HDR treatment. So hopefully in 2023 maybe they might do a 4K release of that. And actually do some more special features, because they did like 2 new special features, which were, I think, only like 5 minutes long for each film. I know we've got Dalek Mania on them as well, but it just would be nice if they did do some more stuff for them. Just a few more things, because I don't know if you know, but those Blu-ray releases were bloody expensive when they came out. I think I paid like 15 or maybe even 20 quid each for them. Yeah, and that was just for the standard versions, not the steelbooks or anything. So, who knows? Maybe not. Obviously, if you want to get the Blu-ray now, then at least in the UK, you can pick that up for, you know, a tenner or under, or if you go used, maybe even cheaper. So they're not expensive now, unless you go for the steelbook, obviously. Then you're gonna be spending quite a bit of money. So I can see on that front, but yeah, I would like to see them have a release. So yay. A lot of people are, and some people are actually saying, oh, in 10 years time or whatever, when the Blu-ray line finishes, they're going to do the 4K Blu-ray line of classic Doctor Who. I don't think they're going to do that. And there's two reasons why they're probably not going to do that. Number one, you're not going to get a real benefit. To be honest, from it. Generally, the transfers they're doing now is basically as good as they're probably ever going to get. But B, the main advantage to putting classic Doctor Who on Blu-ray with new special features and everything, but the main advantage of that is that you can basically fit them within a box set. Because Blu-ray discs, a standard Blu-ray disc is up to 50 gigabytes. Which some of the discs in the Doctor Who Blu-ray box sets are actually 50 gigs. Most of them actually are around 50 gigabytes to fit all that stuff. For example, that's why we can have 6-parters with all of the special features on there. That from the DVD releases plus new ones, and just have them on one disc. That's why. 4K Blu-ray discs are just Blu-ray discs, but they are triple or even quadruple density discs, which basically means that they're the same technology. That it's basically there's just more layers. So basically, a 4K Blu-ray disc currently can be anywhere from 50 gigabytes to 100 gigabytes currently. As I said, that may increase in time, but that is currently what it is. So there's not really much of an advantage. The main advantage, at least in my terms, of the Blu-ray box sets, other than the special features and the artwork is all lovely, is the space advantage. Although saying that, I'm worried about what I'm going to do when the next box set comes out, because the shelf I was keeping the box sets on is now completely filled. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do next. But yeah, actually, you know, I'm going to look at the chat. Only got one question, but I'll answer it. CD Teddy. Hi, I loved your Dalek playlist video. Quite random, but yeah. Which Dalek playlist video? Because I'm assuming you're talking about the Product Enterprise Daleks. Though then again, I did do several playlists of them, because there was the 6.5-inch talking ones, there was the movie ones, radio controlled ones, and then there was the TV radio controlled ones. Although seeing that one, the radio controlled ones wasn't the TV or movie Dalek, it was something else. But yeah, great, happy days. But yeah, actually, I'll give my quick thoughts actually on this, because I was debating whether to review it or not. I've only actually listened to Return to Scaro out of the First Doctor Adventures Volume 4. I haven't actually listened to the other story, but Return, you know, I'll hold this up just so you know. So Return to Scaro, written by Andrew Smith. Now, I've listened to another Dalek story that he wrote with Sixth Doctor, and I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. But it featured it has the Supreme Dalek from Planet of the Daleks on the front cover, but for the life of me, I cannot remember the name of it. But basically, that story was basically like the most bog and stereotypical Dalek story you could think of. It wasn't a bad story, but you know, there was nothing there that made me go, "Oh yeah, I'm going to definitely go back to that." It was just like perfectly serviceable, perfectly average. And this thing, Return to Scaro, is basically exactly what you think it is. The First Doctor companions they return to Scaro. I can't remember how much later it is. Something like 100 years or something like that later. And hey, guess what? The whole time there was some Daleks that survived, and they get revived. Yay! And then they're defeated. And spoiler, then they're defeated. That's the story. You know, the episodes 1 and 2 actually are pretty good because episodes 1 and 2 you have Susan and another character, a Thal character. I can't remember his name. I listened to this story a couple of weeks ago. But when they're going through the city, you know, this dead city, and just exploring, it does have that nice creep value. But episodes 3 and 4 kind of lose it afterwards when the Daleks actually do show up. Also note, since you know this is technically canon, this is chronologically the first appearance of the Supreme Dalek. So yeah, the Supreme Dalek makes its first appearance in that story, so yay. But it also kind of laments that the Daleks is not the last Dalek story from what people think. No, it is, you know, you can think of ways to get around it, but the first Dalek story is not the last Dalek story, if that's what you want to think. So yeah, I won't really explain the story anymore, but basically you get exactly, it's exactly what you expect from a story where the first Doctor and companions return to Scaro. It is literally that. It is literally just that. And if that's what you're expecting, great, it's a good time. But, you know, if you wanted something more, you're not going to get that with this story. It's just literally that. Hey, they return to Scaro, there's Daleks, and there you go. That is literally the story. In fact, they even take tropes from Power of the Daleks, where the Daleks pretend to be good for a little while. So yeah, on that, you know, it's your kind of bog standard Dalek runaround story. Not bad, but you know, I guess kind of mediocre kind of thing. So yeah, that's my brief thoughts and review on that. But again, if you want to ask something or say something in the chat below, it can be absolutely anything. Doesn't have to be Doctor related. You can just ask absolutely anything. But yeah, but basically, I've been having a bit of a problem recently on trying to think of videos to do, because the only video that I know I could definitely probably do is another Doctor Who items to unbox. I could film another section of that, because I do have footage ready to go for that. But I did one of them not too long ago, and I was thinking to myself, what on earth can I review? You know, what is there to do? And I may be having less time for videos, because I haven't actually announced this yet, but I'll just say now, the other week I was successful in getting a job. So yeah, within the next few weeks, you know, depending on how lockdown goes and that, I'll actually be starting a new job. So that'll be taking up most of my time. So it'll be less time for making videos than there has been. But the main problem recently has just been, you know, trying to have some ideas for videos. I haven't really. That's the main reason I did a live stream today, because someone, I can't remember who it was, but someone did ask me, when are you doing your next live stream? And I had no plan. I told them, I've got no plans to do another live stream, but I thought, you know what, actually I probably should do another live stream, just so then it's just some new content out on this channel. On my other channels actually have been getting new content, so if you look on the 6sec reviews, other stuff, that channel has actually been getting new content. And so is the 6sec Productions YouTube channel. They have both been getting new content, but this one just hasn't, because there's not a lot to talk about. That is just a flat out of it. At the moment, there's just not a lot to talk about. Why obviously, the big thing with the B&M sex and that, and all get excited about. But until those actually come out, we've kind of got nothing at the minute. And obviously, Power of the Daleks has been delayed until late July. I think it's like 27th of July. I think. I could be wrong about that, but I think it's the 27th. So, we're going to have to wait until the end of next month in order to get Power of the Daleks Special Edition. So, yeah, that's a bit unfortunate that we're going to have to wait that long to get that. But, it is what it is. Something that I'm a little bit annoyed about is that they're talking about possibly doing a steelbook later on. But they haven't decided yet. And if they do, it's going to really fucking annoy me. I doubt they'll do a steelbook, but if they do a steelbook book, as long as the artwork is good, I'm probably going to get that version. I mean, to be honest, Power of the Daleks Special Edition, I do quite like the artwork on the front, even though it is, most of it is just a screen grab from Power of the Daleks and then just reverse on the other side with the Dalek in the middle. I don't like the whole lightning thing they've got going. It looks a bit... and that Dalek on the front, I don't know, the plunger and the gun, mainly the plunger, just looks really weird. It looks really stubby and short. I don't know why, it just looks at it a bit weird like that, but yeah. Okay, Tom, now. Tom. In the nicest way, I'm not trying to be mean when I say this, but Tom, please, do not ask me questions that you could Google. I know you haven't asked them here, but you have asked me in comments and on my Discord things that you could Google or look up. Okay, so please, just go. But anyway, that's enough of that. Just don't ask me questions that you could easily Google. But anyway, which is your favourite Doctor of all time? Fourth Doctor. What job have you got? So, I've got a job in marketing. Basically, my job is to I'm going to be working for a company who other companies go to do their marketing for them and sell stuff for them. And some of their previous partners have been companies like Sky, Shell, a few other companies and that. They've also done ones with different charities. But basically, the way it is that basically you are selling stuff to customers or clients in person. It involves a lot of talking and confidence. Something I have abundance of both. And basically, the way it works is the more sales you get, the more you get paid. Basically, you're paid on how many sales you make. Which seems like something I'll actually enjoy because, I love talking. I hate just, sitting on the phone all day or something like that. A call centre, don't do call centres, people. Just do not, trust me, do not do call centre work ever. And also, a lot of call centre work disguises itself as call centre work, so never ever do call centres. Never work in a call centre. Because, my God, you will feel so fucking depressed. Believe me. Are you from Newcastle? Yes, I am. Some people actually are actually surprised by that because of my accent. Because it doesn't sound your typical, Geordie accent. Because it isn't, really. In fact, I sound nothing like my family. I mean, my family aren't particularly Geordie either, but they're a lot more than me. I'm not particularly that Geordie at all. I don't know. Maybe it's because I grew up watching classic Doctor Who with posh, clipped British accents. Who knows? Yeah, I accept your apology, Tom. It's just one of those things, you know, having constant message. But yeah, where can I get any Sonics from Newcastle? Any stores in Newcastle? None, because they're all shut at the minute. But even if they weren't, it depends what Sonic you're getting, because really the only one you can get from like a regular retail store right now is the 13th Doctor Sonic. I'll just let that sink in for a minute. And to be honest, the set I recommend, even though the set if you don't have a set amount of Sonics, I'd recommend the Amazon exclusive. In fact, it's over there. The Amazon exclusive 6-pack of Sonics. If you can get it, you know, for under 50 quid, then yeah, it's not a bad deal. Though the quality control on it is not great. Which is weird that you think Amazon stuff it had better quality control because obviously it's more expensive, but no. And yeah, it's a bit weird. But yeah, other than that, obviously there's eBay, which prices on there can really vary. But in terms of stores, I mean, there is a collector's shop in Grange Market in Newcastle that does sell Doc 2 stuff. I think it did have a couple of Sonic screwdrivers in last time I was in there. I can't remember which ones they were, but there's a store in Grange Market. Basically, it's on a corner section to one of the entrances. I can't remember what it's called, but that's the place where the guy there, he doesn't get Doc 2 stuffing very often, but when he does, it tends to, a lot of the time, it does tend to be at a really good price. For example, I don't know if you can see there, that's where I got my 7th Doctor TARDIS set from him brand new back in 2017 for £35 brand new. Back in 2017, yeah. And I think that same year I also got two of the where I got the original First Doctor and Dark set for £25, and the Tomb of Simon set for £25 as well. So basically, when you just get your stuff, it did used to be incredibly expensive, and some of the stuff there is overpriced, but a lot of the time, you know, it can be reasonable. But he just doesn't get new Doctor Who stuff in that often. So that's my advice for that. Other than that, you know, online, I mean, to be honest, pretty much, apart from like the B&M sets, all of my Doctor Who stuff is bought online. In fact, 90% of it is bought off eBay. 90% of it, 95% of it is bought off eBay nowadays, and it has been like that for the past few years. Like, with the exception of obviously the B&M sets and obviously any new Blu-ray releases, whether they be the box sets or the animations. With the exception of those, it's all just eBay stuff, and obviously Big Finish as well. Like stuff like these and that, stuff like that, just random stuff. They just go, they just go bought off eBay. Because collector shops, if you do, a lot of the time you're not going to find what you're looking for. And even if you do, it's going to be more expensive at a collector shop. It just is. It's going to be more expensive at a collector shop because a collector shop, has to make its money because it has to basically pay the rent and everything and pay the person's wages. Whereas eBay, they just have to worry about posting the item, and that's it. So basically, the thing I always say is just like eBay. You want Doctor Who stuff, you have to go on eBay. Because unless you're looking for newly released stuff, just look on eBay. You're better off there. Amazon, sorry man, like I said, I do leave your Discord as I know is inconvenienced. Yeah, I never use that Discord anyway, so you're literally like the only person on it by that point. Amazon is going to just go and use that. My stocks are also on eBay. I sold my same stock assigned and bought all over. Okay. But yeah, it's just waiting. You know, we're currently just playing a waiting game for new stuff. Actually, something I can tell you is the release date of the Fury from the Deep. I can actually tell you the release date. I don't know if it's officially been announced, but if I just log on to my Zavi account, you can see the estimated delivery date, which is the 14th of September this year, which lines up with something Rob Ritchie said, something along the lines of sometime in September. So yeah, 14th of September, at least at the time of this live stream, that does seem to be when Fury from the Deep is going to be released. Now, Zavi are currently the only ones who are seeing this. At least last time I checked, Amazon weren't and HMV weren't. That might have changed now, but yeah, so 14th of September seems to be when Fury from the Deep is going to be released. So we've got that to look forward to. Again, we still haven't had artwork yet, which, you know, be prepared for the regular editions to have half, actually not even half-assed, just fucking lazy artwork. We'll call it that. And expect the steelbook to probably have nice artwork. We'll see, but generally they don't bother putting any effort at all into the standard edition's artwork ever. The last one they put any effort into was Sharda. And ever since Sharda, they just haven't put any fucking effort at all into them. I'm debating whether the Macroterra or Faceless One standard editions, which one of those had worse artwork. But yeah, they just have fucking lazy artwork. They don't have the nice. To be honest, I think Macroterra, even though I'm not a big fan of the story, that steelbook has lovely artwork. Lovely artwork. That is some of my favourite. That just looks really, really nice. So yeah, that's one of the reasons why basically the reason why I buy the steelbook. Because it has nice artwork. If you're not bothered about the artwork, then by all means. But and then there are those people. For some reason, those people, and there's a lot of them. For some reason, a large majority of people I see still buy the fucking DVDs, and I can't fathom why. And they say, "Oh, it's to put in our collection so it fits in nicely." It would never fit in nicely. It's just like, ugh, fucking hell, why? Why? We're upgrading our collections to Blu-ray anyway, so. And eventually these animations, you know, will be put on the Blu-ray box sets when we do get releases of seasons 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. At some point. At some point it will happen. But, you know, they're going to get... We do know that season, supposedly, according to Peter Davison, they have recorded some behind-the-scenes stuff for season 20. So it does seem like that's going to be logically next, although some people are saying that season 11 may be next. Either way, they're most likely not going to be happening until next year. That's just it. But we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, I only see buy the most expensive version I can most of the time, unless the artwork is crap. If the artwork is crap, then I won't. I won't just buy the most expensive version just for the sake of it. The artwork actually has to be good, which is sometimes why I hold off on I've never held off on a Doc 2 steelbook, but for other things, I've avoided a steelbook if it has crap artwork or just lazy artwork. It does just mean more to me. Man, I can't wait for 13 to regenerate. Neither can all of us. Thanks for recommending BritBox. Yeah, BritBox. I don't use BritBox myself, but it is good if you do not have a Doc 2 collection of either DVDs or Blu-rays, etc. It is good for that. But there will be literally 0 point in me getting BritBox. And the reason is because I rip all of my DVDs, Blu-rays and 4K Blu-rays to MP4. And the advantage of that is I can watch them whenever and wherever I like. So I can just rip them and just watch them anywhere, which means that I don't have to rely on an internet connection, and I don't have to rely on paying for a streaming service for content I already own. Plus, also special features, because special features may not mean much to some people, but for me, sometimes I will literally buy something just for the special features. Like, for example, it's one of the reasons why I keep rebuying my Doc 2 collection over and over again. That is the main reason I bought the Blu-ray box sets, is because of the new special features. Because if it was just because, you know, a combination of that and the packaging is enough to say, yep, I'm on board. Because if it was just a slightly new transfer and that, you know, that's a and ha, but packing a load of new special features, have really nice packaging, yep. Unfortunately, the US only has half of that, and Australia has about 90% of that. Although their packaging seems to keep getting worse and worse with each release, so who knows, it might end up being exactly the same as the US version, which is weird. Australia normally has the hard end of the stick, unfortunately. It normally has the weakest versions of the story, the kind of shit. Because I don't know why, but Australia, their physical media is very bare bones for the most part. And I can tell you an example, actually. So, for example, this isn't Doc 2 related, but this is the only one I can show as an example. So, here is Toy Story 4 4K Blu-ray release. Now, a lot of Australian 4K Blu-rays, not all of them, but quite a few of them, they only include the 4K disc. Now you might be thinking, alright, well, you know, if you've got a 4K Blu-ray player, who's bothered about the Blu-ray version anyway? Which, you know, you kind of you've got a fair point there. The only problem is that basically on nearly every 4K release, on any 4K film, no matter what it is, you know, the problem is that the 4K Blu-ray will just include the film and nothing else. It'll just be the film. And the reason they include the Blu-ray is the standard Blu-ray has the special features. And you might be thinking, why did they do this? And there's a simple reason, is that a 4K Blu-ray takes up more space. So they can't actually, a lot of the time, they can't actually fit the special features on the 4K disc, which is why they include the Blu-ray with just, you know, with all the special features on. The problem with Australia is that they'll be paying the same price as us in America for a 4K Blu-ray of a film, where it'll only include the 4K disc, which means they won't get any of the special features, which is really irritating for them. So, yeah. Also, I don't know why, but a lot of US Blu-ray releases still include a DVD version, which again baffles me. Yeah, it kind of baffles me to why that is. I really don't know. When are the new B&M sets coming out? We don't have a confirmed date as of yet. Aldoar did say they are on shipment, but it does look like they're probably going to arrive in July. And when I say arrive, I mean actually arrive in the UK to, the B&M distribution warehouses. So it does look like, maybe mid-late July is when they're going to come out again. At the moment, we can't really have this is when they're going to be release date. So what I can recommend is basically just keep an eye out on Facebook and Twitter and Doctor Who message groups, basically just to see if people are going to be in them, and just, because basically when they do come out, we'll all know about it, because basically every Doctor Who forum and the Doctor Who merchandise page and that'll say Doctor Who figures out now. But basically do not just go out to B&M just to have a look to see if they've got them and then go home, because that's not ideal. If you actually are going out, have a purpose to it, not just let's just hop out to see if they're there. Not really a good reason to go in a enclosed space with lots of strangers in the current situation. So yeah, at the moment we just don't know. Not like even Character and B&M don't know. It's just like how long it takes for them to be delivered from China, where they're manufactured. So yeah. Then there's obviously the question of some people saying, are they going to be infected with coronavirus? Nah, I'm pretty sure they're going to be thoroughly checked for that. Pretty sure they're going to be thoroughly checked. Otherwise, they would not be allowed out of China, and they certainly wouldn't be allowed into the UK. I mean, stuff has still come out during lockdown. I mean, season 14 briefly came out during lockdown. Obviously, it would have been pressed and manufactured probably just before lockdown or just at the start of lockdown. So, that happened with that. One of the other things that came out during lockdown, which I actually got on Tuesday, was the Sonic movie that came out, and yeah, it smells fine. I haven't licked it yet, but tastes metallic. But yeah, I don't think it has coronavirus. I think I'm going to be fine. To be honest, the thing that had been affecting me mostly is being hay fever, more than anything else at the minute. Although thankfully, not too bad recently, because for some weird reason, this week, at least in the UK, the sun has decided to fuck off for a bit. So it's not completely boiling hot. Which means, for once, being able to get some sleep without having to leave me fan on. You might be thinking, why don't you just open a window? The problem is, for some reason, birds decide to sit on the fence, just outside my window, decide to chirp the fucking night away. As loudly as possible, so, yeah. But, basically, if you're terrified of getting the Doctor Who B&M sets because you're worried that they'll have coronavirus, I have a solution for you. Don't buy them. Or wait until later on to you suddenly decide that they won't have coronavirus. But yeah, I mean, basically, the coronavirus, if you don't know, and I don't want to get into it too much, but if you don't know, it is not as lethal as the media and the government made it out to be. Unless you are extremely young, basically, you're essentially a toddler or a baby, or more realistically, if you're an elderly person, then yes, it is gonna fucking kill you probably. But if you're basically, you know, under 60 and under, generally I can't remember what age they said, but if you're under that age, then, you know, you're going to be ill for you know, a couple of weeks or something, and then you're going to be fine. I'm not saying it's going to be pleasant, but, you know, it's going to be fine. But at the same time, you know, it also depends what area you're affected in. Since I live in Newcastle, we're kind of, you know, kind of okay. Sort of. It's not as badly effective. And also, another thing, this year I'm probably not going to do a Doctor Who search for merchandise. I might do one. Basically, the hope is for maybe we might be able to go to Blackpool. Well, obviously all the collect shops and that, or maybe Liverpool in October time for my birthday. We'll just see how things are, because Blackpool is supposedly one of the worst affected areas. So we'll see. We'll see. But anyway, that's enough for coronavirus, and we'll just move on. B&M is full of tire sex, yeah. Basically, if you want the third Doctor TARDIS set and don't have one, go to B&M and get one. You can get one right now. I wouldn't go there just for that. You know, wait until you actually need some things. For example, when I've been to B&M during lockdown, it's generally actually to get stuff like tinned soup and kitchen roll and a few other things generally while I'm there. But generally those are the main two things. Tinned soup was for me granny, but generally B&M have been very good at getting tinned soup in stock. But also, generally they're the best place if you want to get kitchen roll, because they generally do have it in stock. And when I say kitchen roll, I mean decent kitchen roll, not shit. You know, proper kitchen roll. And also, actually, B&M currently have hand sanitizer in stock. Yeah, this is 236ml, which is a really weird amount, but this is £3. Which isn't bad. It's not brilliant, but it isn't bad for this amount, especially considering what some you know, prices have gone. So basically, if you need your hand sanitizer, head down to B&M. I don't know if there's a limit on how many you can get, but don't buy fucking all of them, because then there's just going to be the whole thing of everyone panic buying everything. The only way to stop panic buying things is for everyone to stop doing it at the same time. Because if one person starts panic buying, then another person is gonna, and then another person is gonna. The only way to stop panic buying is for everyone to stop. And currently, that seems to have been the case. Everyone's kind of, you know, calmed their shit a bit at the moment, and a lot of people are treating lockdown as an extended holiday. Which, I guess you can. I guess you can if you want, as you know, as long as you're not doing something stupid. You know, like gathering all in one place to have a riot and that in all condensed space where you're in contact with loads and loads of people. Yeah, that was certainly a good idea, wasn't it? B&M sold the 13th Doctor Sonic Scare for £20. Whatever. It's not £20. No, it's actually not £20. If you have looked, it's not actually £20. It's I think it's either £10 or £15. I can't remember which, because its retail price is £15. And they were selling at that originally, but I think it's gone down to 10, if I remember rightly. That £20, if you could look closer on it, was most likely for another one of the 3 packs of the third Doctor TARDIS or something like that, or the Dalek sets. That is most likely what it would have been 4. Because it was never £20 at B&M. It was never ever £20 at B&M. A lot of the time they don't eat. So I was at my B&M, the 13th Dr. Sonics don't actually have a price on them. They're just kind of shoved in the corner. And they don't appear to have sold a single fucking one of them. And they never sold any of those 13th Doctor dolls. And I know this because they actually boxed them up one day. I saw them, that the guy was just like boxing them up. And I actually asked, what are you doing with them? He said, I'm being able to sell them, so we're sending them back to the warehouse or something. So yeah. My B&M, when they got those 13th Doctor dolls in, my local one anyway, couldn't fucking sell any of them, so they had to send them back. So yeah, that amused me. That amused me. But just when you do look at something at B&M and you think, that seems the wrong price, actually, just have a look at it. Plus also check their website. Their website is also updated with its prices on things as well. The weird thing is they don't have the prices for everything. For some reason, they I don't know why, but they don't have the 3rd Doctor TARDIS or the revised Dalek sets on their website. They never get those on. They only get the big waves of stuff, which I always find a bit weird. Yeah, I know that the 13th Doctor Sonic is £6 on Amazon, but the problem is people say, it's only £6. It's still shit. I mean, basically, I've used this analogy before. Basically, imagine I try and sell you literal shit. Like I go, here, do you want to buy this shit off me? You'll go, no. And I go, well, what? Well, do you want to buy it for me for just, £2? And for some reason you'll go, all right then, if it's only £2, it's still shit at the end of the day. No matter what you pay for it, if something is shit, then it is still shit. No matter what you pay for it, is still shit. Now, if it's something that you just feel is good, but, maybe is too expensive or not worth that much money, then that's a different story. But, if something is shit, then it is still shit. And no matter what price it is, if you feel like it is still shit, do not buy it. That's basically simple as is, kind of. Something shit, it's just shit. But to be honest, I don't really have much else to actually say or anything like that. I can't really think of much off the top of my head. I don't know. Obviously, for those who also don't know, people were saying, HMV has got 2 DVDs for 2 for £10. Thing is, though, if you are looking for that 2 for £10 offer, unless you're planning on buying 4 of them, then I would recommend Zoom. And the reason I recommend Zoom is because Zoom offers free delivery on anything, no matter what it is or how much you spend. At least on all UK orders. So there you can buy 2 Doctor. They offer the same deal of 2 Doctor DVDs for £10. Basically, to be honest, a lot of these online places and that tend to offer the same deal. So if you're looking for 2 Doctor DVDs for £10, then go there. Go there if you want some. So I mean, it's not. Some people are saying it's a really good offer, but some are. It is still good. It's not amazing though. It's not the be all and end all, because a lot of Doctor Who DVDs are extremely cheap. In fact, especially if you buy them used. If you get them used, you can pay £2-3 for some of them, or even less. they are extremely cheap at the minute, and a lot of people are, especially if it's a new release that is getting a re-release. For example, I noticed on eBay, as soon as Power the Daleks Special Edition was announced, loads of the DVDs and even the steelbooks were getting listed on eBay. Loads of them. In fact, that UK steelbook has gone considerably down in price. It is, I mean, it's, you know, you're still going to pay more than its original price. No doubt, but its original price has gone plummeting down. So, yeah. But basically, there are a load of them listed because obviously we're getting a re-release. And it's the same with every Blu-ray release. For example, Season 14. There's a lot of people selling the Season 14 DVDs. Actually, there were some people trying to trick people. Because I remember there was a few eBay listings that said Duck 2 Season 14. But when you actually look at it, they're selling the DVDs, which make up Season 14 and not the actual Season 14 box set. So they're a little crafty in that way. So be wary of those things. Be wary. But obviously it doesn't take 2 seconds to look and just go, oh wait, that's not what is listed. So yeah. What was I thinking again? But yeah, this is a point where basically I have run out of things to say. It usually happens after the first hour. I've just run out of things to say. I can't really think of anything off the top of my head. So this is the point where I just say, bombard me with as many questions as you like, and I will answer them. No matter what they are. Literally, could be absolutely anything, and I will answer them. Truthfully. That may be a good thing or a bad thing, depending on how you look at it. So, yes. I'll just wait for some, because there's a slight delay from when I see things to when you actually do get the screen. There is about a 20-second delay between when I see something and when it goes out. So, yay! Yay! Also, I do have a question for you guys. Do any of you, when a new Doctor Who release, when these animations come out, do you buy the DVD release? And do you only buy the DVD release? I'll be interested to see how many people my audience actually do that. I know there's a few people I've spoken to who didn't actually realise they had a Blu-ray player. Yeah, you'd think people would know if they had one or not, but a few people I talked to said, oh yeah, I can't get the Blu-rays because I don't have a Blu-ray player. I then said, do you have a PS3, PS4, or any variety of Xbox One? They said, oh yes. And I said, that plays Blu-rays. And they went, oh really? So, if you do have one of those, then go and buy that. Or just buy a cheap. As far as a Blu-ray player is not expensive. You can get one for, £20 and under. If you buy used and brand new, you're looking at 40, maybe 50 quid. So But yeah, I'll just see if there's any questions. So yes, a PS4 can play Blu-ray. In fact, it has a Blu-ray logo on it. And so does the PS3. They can play Blu-rays. Because Blu-ray is a not new technology. It's not a new thing. I know a lot of you are surprised by that, but Blu-ray came out in 2006. That might, I remember when Blu-ray was new. Like, fucking hell, it was fucking expensive. It was expensive. Actually, I remember the first Doctor Blu-ray release was Planet of the Dead. Back in 2009, that was the first ever one that was released. And I never bought it, obviously, because I didn't have a Blu-ray player in 2009. My first Blu-ray player was actually a PS3. And well, that was actually one of the main reasons I got it. Because it is an extremely good Blu-ray player. Should I get a Third Doctor... I'm assuming you mean the B&M TARDIS. Should I get a Third Doctor B&M TARDIS for my birthday? If you want. I will say, if you do want one, get one sooner rather. It depends when your birthday is, obviously. Because, for example, if your birthday is at the end of the year, like basically any time from, you know, September onwards, then I would think about getting it now rather than later. I mean, at the minute, you know, it's fine, but basically when the new B&M sets come out, they'll start to phase out the older ones, essentially. I know some B&Ms don't have any Doctor Who stuff currently. I know mine, local one, last time I checked, they still had plenty of Silver Nemesis sets, some Tang sets, and 2 Doctor sets. They had quite a few of them, and obviously they had Third Doctor TARDIS sets and Dalek sets. I haven't been there in about 3 weeks now. But the thing is, I think I was the only one buying these ones anyway, because these were only £10, so I just decided to buy a few to army build. And I didn't, and I still haven't opened any of them, apart from that original one I opened when I did the review last year. 19th of June. Okay, Tom, if you're wondering what the new B&M sets are meant to be, I did 2 or 3 videos on them, going through each one and explaining them. But basically, you can just look at that, or just literally just look it up, and you can see what each of them are. But I'd recommend that if you are going to get a TARDIS set, then in June, then yeah, get that, because you will be waiting until at least, probably mid-July for the new sets to come out. And obviously there's going to be more of them, so yeah. I am not going to be waiting for my birthday to get them, because, well, who knows if they're being stopped by October. Probably. But I will be buying, I will admit, and people hate me for doing this, but I don't care. I will be buying multiple of them. Surprise, surprise. Particularly the Dalek sets. I am going to army build those Dalek sets. I'm going to get as many Dalek sets as I possibly can. So, yay. I might get more of the Dalek Invasion of Earth one. I don't know. In terms of the Dalek Invasion of Earth, I've got 2 drones of the sound effects one, which is currently, previously was the only one released, and I've got the colour version and the black and white version of the original release, so it'll be nice to have them in the collection. But obviously I will do reviews on them when I get them and see whether they're worth it or not. Though I'll be honest, a lot of the time, to be honest, I'm confident in being able to say that pretty much most of them are going to be worth it. Something I am interested in is whether or not, and they probably haven't, it would be nice if they did do this, but they probably haven't, whether or not they have filled in the holes where the speaker grill and the battery compartment are on the second Doctor TARDIS. Now, will they have done that? Probably not. Probably not. It'd be nice if they did, but probably not. But if they do, then great, happy days. That means we can finally eliminate that issue. But part of me is, I keep saying, it's like, if you're gonna have that battery compartment and speaker grill hole, then either get rid of the figure and just have it £20 and just have it be an electronic TARDIS, or charge an extra £5 or extra £10 make it either £25 or £30, you know, with the figure, and have it electronic. Or get rid of the battery compartments completely and get rid of the speaker grill holes. Do one of two of them. Do either or, I don't care. But just do one of them, because at the minute, that's the one thing that still makes it feel cheap. That still makes it feel like, oh, this is just a B&M. This is just a cheap B&M set. You know, it's so close. It's so close to there. It would be also nice if they did actually paint them, rather than just mold them in the plastic. Actually paint the TARDISes, because that would get rid of that waxy feel that people go on and on about, and it would mean that basically it wouldn't, a light being shone through it, you know, it wouldn't be as easy to spot. Although seeing that, most of the time that isn't an issue, because I don't know about you, but I don't tend to shine a light through the, you know, the plastic doors or anything like that. So, yeah. But yeah, that would be nice. I doubt it's going to happen, but it would be nice. But we'll see. From the looks of it, the Second Doctor TARDIS doesn't look like it's being painted. It does look like it's just being moulded and has just had a weathering wash put on the top, which is what they usually do. But they have done the painted the signage properly this time by having the alternate signs on each side, so that's nice. But we'll see when we do actually, you know, get them in hand, which would be nice. If you run out of